Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share with you a little story about a rope. And if you are from Africa, you might be able to identify stories about ropes in your own country. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, something just seems to hold you back? Well, I want to share a story that might explain why this happens, not just for individuals but for entire nations. And yes, I'm talking about Africa. So, there is this fascinating story about elephants. In part of Asia, when an elephant is young, its trainers tie it to a pole with a rope. At that age, the rope is strong enough to hold it. So, no matter how much the little elephant struggles, it can break free. Over time, the elephant learns something important, or at least it thinks it is important. It learns that the rope is unbreakable. Eventually, it stops trying to escape altogether. Here's the part that really blew my mind. When the elephant grows into a massive, powerful adult, it's still tied to that same little rope. By this point, the elephant is strong enough to break free with almost no effort, but it doesn't even try, because it still believes that the rope is stronger than it is. Crazy, right? Now think about Africa. Colonialism was our rope. For centuries, colonial powers controlled our resources, dictated our system, and even shaped the way we think. They tied us to a system that kept us dependent and limited. And even though colonialism officially ended decades ago, many of those systems and ways of thinking still hold us back today, just like the elephant and its rope. Our education system, for example, were designed to create clerks, administrators, lawyers for colonial government. But today's world demands innovators, entrepreneurs, and scientists. Why are we still teaching outdated curricula that don't prepare us for the future? In some countries, the educational system are a copy of the French or the British system, and they spend time teaching students about the French or the British economy or history, and not even talking about top African producers of cotton, coffee, um, corn, etc. Let's talk about the legal and prison systems. In many African countries, instead of focusing on rehabilitation, young men are sent to overcrowded prison for minor offenses. There, they are exposed to hardened criminals, picking up bad habits, and becoming even more dangerous when they are released. Why not explore alternatives like community service that keep them connected to society and teach accountability? And here is another example. We are still using legal frameworks imposed by colonial powers, laws that often don't reflect our own cultures or realities. Some countries even have judges wearing English wigs. These symbols of colonialism show how deeply the rope is tied to our justice systems, even when they are clearly out of place in modern African societies. So here is the big question. How do we break free from the rope? How do we stop holding ourselves back and start using our strength to build a better future. It starts with rethinking the systems we have inherited. It starts with questioning the things we have been told are impossible. And it starts with each of us taking action, whether it's our community, in our communities, or countries, or even right here on these channels. This is what building Africa together is all about. On this channel, we will dive into challenges facing Africa. We will analyze real world data and explore innovative solutions that work. But more importantly, we will do it together because change doesn't happen in isolation. If this resonates with you, here's how you can join the movement. Subscribe to the channel, share your thought in the comment, and let's start building Africa together. Just to quote Bob Marley, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free up our mind. Thank you.